Hello, well we're at Burbage Brook here in Foxhouse and we're just about to go on a walk along Padley Gorge to Grindleford station. So we're looking upstream here at the Burbage Brook, and if we pan round over to our left here, we've got the main road leading from Foxhouse to Grindleford, and then if we pan down here, we've got the brook here as it winds its way through Padley Gorge onto Grindleford. And then if we pan round again now to our right, you'll see up here in front of the trees is the main road from Foxhouse to Haversige, and there's also Owler Tor up there as well. And that's where I've walked from in order to get here to Burbage Brook. And if we walk up here and look at the sign, you'll see that it says that we're heading to our left to Padley Gorge. So we're going along the footpath here, which will lead us to Padley Gorge. As you can see, it all looks very tranquil here, and as we zoom in you'll see that the water isn't particularly deep. It is July, it's a Friday morning, it's about 10 to 9, there's nobody about, and it's been quite warm lately, and there's not been too much rain, although it did rain a lot on Monday. There hasn't been that much rain recently. As a consequence, the water level isn't particularly high. As you can see up there, it's just like a mill pond. As we move into Padley Gorge, you can see it's slightly more wooded now. There's more trees as we're moving into this area. The area behind us is largely treeless and sort of open land. Move on into the gorge, you can see that we've got quite a lot of boulders here, but we haven't actually got that much water as it is summer. It's been dry recently, as I've already said, but if we zoom in you can see there's another bridge there in the distance, so people can get from one side of Burbage Brook to the other. And then if we pan down, you can see there's really plenty of large boulders here, but there's not a lot of water in comparison to the size of the boulders. And as we pan round, you can see that we are now beginning to move into the gorge as the thickening of the trees, and certainly there's some very bright greens here as we're in July. And we'll now progress on largely undercover and in the shade as we walk through the gorge, ultimately arriving at Grindleford station. Okay, we've now arrived at another bridge, and we're going to cross this bridge now to go on to the other side of the gorge. You can see the river there. There's lots of larger boulders in the distance. So as I just said, there's lots of large boulders here, as you can see, and there's probably more boulders than water. But if we look down, you can see the brook there as it meanders its way towards Grindleford station, where we're heading, and you can see there's sort of some semblance of a waterfall there. The water isn't particularly deep, so it's not particularly spectacular. there we go there as it gets lost in the trees as this stream progresses on its journey. So as you can see, we're in quite a wooded area now in Padley Gorge, and you've got some amazing trees with amazing sort of trunk and branch structures. So you see the one in front of us where it's all twisted and grown naturally. It's the sort of thing you wouldn't see in a city. It's completely unique and very much an amazing sight, and there's plenty of examples of this all along Padley Gorge. So we've got another example of a tree, a much larger tree, and you can see how it's grown. Its branches have grown in their natural way without being pruned at all as it's grown. And then if we come down here, you'll see here's an example of a millstone which you see around here. So there's a millstone there, just scattered here next to the tree, and it's got boulders all around it. And as you can see now, if we pan round, we're now above Burbage Brook. We can certainly hear it, and if we zoom in, you can see the brook there as it meanders its way through Padley Gorge. Okay, we're about as high as we can go now in the gorge, because immediately behind us is the main road between Foxhouse and Grindleford. And as you can see, if we zoom in, you can see there is the brook right at the bottom of the gorge there, as it's meandering its way on its journey. To a point here where we've reached a stream, and you'd expect to see a bridge over the stream. Unfortunately there isn't one, so what we're going to have to do is to traverse down here, go across the stream. As you can see, there's not a lot of water there, and then go up the rocks here, continue on the path up there. Okay, so we've come down to the brook now, and as you can see, if we pan round, we're by a bridge over the brook. And then if we pan round here, you can see there's plenty of debris in terms of branches and logs in the brook. And if you move forward, you'll see that it's not much of a water feature, because there's not a great deal of water in the brook at the moment, but you can certainly hear the water here as we move along the path that runs by the brook. We've got the water there. A bit more substantial waterfall here. And you can see as we pan round across, there's another water feature up here. And that continues as we pan round here to our left. You can see more water features here as the water comes cascading round. So if we walk round and go down more towards the brook, you can see the water feature there on the other side, and the one here that's nearer too. And if we pan out, you can see the water features there, and there's the water meanders on its way. A bit further along now, and you can see there's quite a nice shot of the brook as it's coming down past all these boulders. And you can see there, they're not large waterfalls at all, but it makes quite a noise, and it's quite a pleasant sight as the sun is coming through the trees. And if we pan round, if we look down here, you can see more water features here. So it's a very pleasant and relaxing sight. To another bridge on our walk, and this is Yarncliffe Bridge, which is another bridge across the brook. And you can see the on the other side the steps that lead down to Yarncliffe Bridge from the other side of Padley Gorge. And obviously there we've got the brook as it continues on its journey. As you can see, Padley Gorge isn't just about Burbage Brook. We're above the brook now in the gorge. We've got a very nice walk ahead of us under the trees here in this canopy as we move westerly on our journey. Okay, we're actually now at the end of our walk. We're here at footpath taking you into Padley Gorge, and we're actually up above Grindleford station. We're on the road here which leads from Foxhouse to Grindleford, and just below us is the station, and we've just heard a train rumble past on its way to Sheffield. So I hope you've enjoyed the video and look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you very much.